Welcome back to XY on the Fly. This is episode 24?
23.
23?
Yeah.
Well, you can tell I was homeschooled.
That makes you smarter than the rest.
Well, I guess because I got pretty close. I was close.
There you go.
I was in the ballpark. We'll just say that was the Common Core math side of episode counting.
There we go.
I'm saving the other one for later.
Before we get started, I just want to remind the Fly fans, get us up to 200 subscribers. We've got a supporter from the Nevada Coin Shop, owner and proprietor, Jim Lowry. I also want to mention, if you're ever up in Overland Park, Kansas, you have to try out Miyabi Asian Fusion. And I'm going to recommend the mango sushi roll and the chicken fried steak because those are the only things I've had there, and they are so good. So a shout out to Miyabi Asian Fusion Restaurant.
Nice. That sounds actually really good.
Oh, the mango.
You had a mango sushi roll?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Don't do it like that. That was weird. That was weird.
That's how good it was.
Getting real intimate. Was it like Russian, inspired? I'm going to say it real slow.
Say it slow.
If you smile over in Russia, it's intimate.
Yeah.
Hang in there.
I got you, man. I got you.
All right, so I was thinking about this the other day. How many things, when you were growing up, did you think were going to be a big deal and turned out to not be a big deal? To give you an example, when I was a kid growing up, I really thought that quicksand was going to be a normal, everyday problem. Some of it had to do with the cartoons, and some of it had to do with Indiana Jones, and some of it had to do with just TV shows. Quicksand was in every show I watched.
No, I didn't have anything like that. What I thought was going to be big even before now was flying cars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they're not even
they're getting close.
Yeah, but it's still it's an airplane.
It's a plane, but it's also a car.
Yeah. It's got these big old wings on it and everything. I want to see a car that, maybe something can come out the side and then it could take off.
Also, catching on fire. I thought that was like a thing that happened all the time.
Well, that is happening right now.
Not because of the weather, but I'm talking like, what, you got a story about people catching on fire?
No, I'm just saying how hot it is.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
catching
No.
How'd you like mowing the lawn?
I mean, it sucked, but it was, I got it done.
Yesterday was horrible.
Yeah, it was pretty bad this morning. But, yeah, I thought that was going to be a big deal because I felt like every time I turned around, we were being taught stop, drop, and roll. So I thought,
oh, yeah.
I was like, that's
true.
This is going to happen, and I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be the best stop, dropping, and roller you've ever seen in your life. And even with all the times I've played with fire, I don't condone that, but all the times I've never had to stop, drop, and roll.
Really the only thing I ever thought was flying cars. And, of course, I thought I would be flying by now.
Yeah?
But I still haven't mastered that. But it's coming. And speaking of flying...
It's because you don't get my jokes. You're slow.
Well, speaking of flying, since you, me, Drew, we love riding roller coasters, and we could have been celebrating your birthday on July 5th in Wisconsin. A summer amusement turned into a serious nightmare after a roller coaster malfunctioned in midair, trapping 8 passengers upside down for several hours. Now, what I thought about that, how long can you stay upside down before it frickin' does some damage to your cerebral, how do you say that? Cerebral.
This day's generation doesn't matter.
Well, that's true. That's true. Several hours, though, man.
Yeah, that's
that
a long
would
time.
Suck.
Yeah.
That would suck, man.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
Now I'm going to be looking at them loopy roller coasters. Like, I mean, I'm still going to go, but it makes you think.
Yeah.
Several hours. And and then there was that one in South Carolina, North Carolina, South or North Carolina,
The
South
frame
Carolina,
cracked or
Carowinds.
something?
Yeah, the frame was cracked.
Yeah, I did see that. That'd be a heck of a story, though. I mean, you wouldn't want to tell for too long, but yeah, I rode a roller coaster and got caught upside down for 7 hours. Really? What happened? No, that was it. Like, you'd have a cool story, but then it just ends abruptly. Like, how'd you get down? I mean, they came and, got us down.
You just reminded me. I heard a comedian talking one time. When you go to a dinner and there's a big gathering, people always talking about, well, I did this and I did, and you always got that one guy who wants to shine above everybody else. But if you had Neil Armstrong at the dinner table, I mean, all these people could be saying, I did this and I did that. And he could just be quiet until they looked at him and he could say, I walked on the moon.
And then I'd be the one to stand up and go, no, you didn't. Sit down, old man. I'm sorry, but I don't care what anybody says. We haven't been to the moon. I don't care what kind of... Well, he says, yeah, you think you could keep a lie going that long? Yeah, for the right price. I could tell you I've been to Jupiter for the right price.
And now, here's the thing, Fly fans, because now you might be thinking, oh, my gosh, getting into crazy conspiracy theories. Teresa and I, my car, something happened one time, and we had to pull into this auto shop to get a repair done. I don't remember what it was. Might have been a flat tire or something. But in pulled this 1946 beautiful restored, I don't remember if it was a Buick or whatever, but it was just a beautiful car. You could tell the people had money. As they were waiting, me and the guy started talking. He asked me what I do and all that. And then I asked him, well, what do you do? And he said, I work for NASA. And as soon as he said that, Teresa goes, oh, no. And he's like, oh, no. And she goes, no, you don't want to hear it. And he's like, no, what? And I said, you're going to think I'm crazy, but I don't believe we've been to the moon. And this man who worked for NASA said, there are people who work for NASA who don't believe we've been to the moon. So there you have it. Take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, the week before that, he was a brain surgeon. So, take that with a grain of salt.
No, I think the guy was legit. So here's something else for you. There's all kinds of thieves.
Yeah.
I don't like thieves.
Okay.
And now the wildlife officials in California, they're after a thief.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're trying to capture and rehome this thief.
Is it a bird stealing jewelry?
It is a sea otter that has embarked on the unusual crime spree of stealing surfboards.
That's awesome.
He wants to hang 10.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome.
So,
speaking of California.
yeah.
Yeah. If you live there, I don't know why. You're but if you do move, don't bring the voting practices with you. All right?
Amen.
Keep them in California. California is now going to start charging people for their well water, taxing them.
Yes.
Did you see that?
I didn't see. Your mom was telling me about it.
How in the world?
That's insanity.
Just wait. A couple months. They're going to start taxing you on oxygen.
The thing about that is, that tells you how piss poor that state is ran.
Oh, yeah.
When you got to go into people's private property where they have wells that they have had dug.
They paid for.
And now we're going to tax you on it.
Yep.
That is not the United States of America, which is a republic. That is fascism. The government out there is even worse than the rest of the government, but it's all going that way.
Oh, yeah.
It's all going that way.
Yep.
Well, you'll like this, especially since a while back, a couple podcasts ago, I talked about lottery winning.
Yeah.
That lady who won the lottery. This is crazy. A North Carolina mom collected a $500,000 lottery prize. That's not the crazy part. She collected this less than a month after accompanying her son to collect a $518,774 lottery prize.
Nice.
So between the two of them, they're over $1 million. Well, where? North Carolina. So I guess, are you taxed the same across the United States, or do they tax them more in California?
I have no idea.
Yeah. So, but for two people from the same family, that is crazy. That is crazy.
Some people have it, some people don't.
That's true.
I don't know what else to say there.
I don't have it.
So, yeah, me neither. So Kyle scared me the other day. I was watching him, and he was chilling in the living room playing. I was in the living room too, and he was playing with his toys, and then all of a sudden he's just laying there, right? And at first he was just laying there. I was watching him, and then, but I was also watching TV, and I, glancing, and then all of a sudden I heard a noise that just didn't sound like it caught me off guard, and I look at him, and he's just laying on the floor, super still, right? And I'm like, Kyle, and he does not move. So of course I jump up, Kyle! I jump up real quick, and he jumps up freaking out. He's like, ah! And I'm like, oh my gosh, dude. I was like, you can't do that. Well, it turns out he was pooping. So I should have just let him be.
Were you having flashbacks of when you had to take him to children's birthday?
No, I really thought, like, because he was playing on the floor. He was just laying there, kind of just, he was almost like rubbing his hands on the carpet. He also had this like little lightsaber that he has, and he was messing with that. And I thought, like, somehow, like, within the couple seconds that I just glanced down at him, he got something and like was choking on it, and he was just laying there. I was like, geez. So he freaked out after I freaked out, and then of course he did his cheesy little smile after. I was like, oh, I'm glad you're all right. And he, that little goofy all teeth smile that he does. I was like, man, you can't do that to me.
That's funny. That's funny. So when you're retired, especially in a small town like this.
When I'm retired.
Well, yeah.
I'll never see that.
When those of us who are blessed enough to be retired and you live in a small town, the big joys are like going to Walmart and getting the mail.
Yeah.
I always look forward to getting my mail. I don't know why. There's never anything good in it, but I like getting the mail. And mail delivery in a Texas neighborhood has been temporarily suspended, and I can relate to this because I'm going to tell you a story. It's been temporarily suspended due to a dive-bombing hawk that has been targeting postal workers and anyone else who goes outside. And
that's crazy.
The reason I can relate to this, not this year, but last year, I was mowing over here, and something kept whipping down at me, and I didn't know if it was, like a wasp or a bee, and I'm like, finally I realized a bird was dive bombing me because I guess they had a nest up in this tree, and it just, so I was like, okay, and I carry a towel with me. I was like, I'm going to be ready. When it comes back this next time, I'm going to smack it right out of the air. But then it didn't come back after that. I guess
must have known.
Yeah.
That's like one time I was really pissed off, and I was walking around the lake that's over by Cotty, and this goose came up out of the water because it had its little goslings or whatever, and it came up out of the water and spread its wings and did that hiss thing at me, and I turned around. It was the wrong day to mess. I was mad, so I was taking a walk to blow off some steam, and I turned around because I was going to grab that thing by the neck and just and it must have known because as soon as I turned around, it was like, nope, and waddled back into the water. So,
if you did that, you'd be like them two teenagers up there in New York about that story I told you about. Killed that swan and ate it.
No, I wouldn't have eaten it. Self-defense.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you could get away. You could get away with that for sure. So I think this is funny because we were talking about those speeding tickets over in Finland.
Yeah.
And I found this. this is funny. The deputy mayor of Finland's capital, is facing possible legal action, and they are calling for him to pay compensation for damages and to resign after he was caught red-handed spray painting graffiti in a railway tunnel last weekend.
Wow.
Now, the first thing I thought, and of course it didn't say, how old is this dude?
I hope he's like 80. That would be awesome. You know who I am? I bet it wasn't even good graffiti either.
Oh, you know it wasn't.
Yeah.
But I thought it was funny that they said.
Wouldn't it be great, though, if it was like some 80-year-old dude and he's like, fuck the system?
I thought it was funny because they said they caught him red-handed. So I was like, I bet he was using red spray paint. Yep. Yeah, but I was
Plot
like.
twists are all colorblind. It was blue.
I just was like, how old could what? You're the deputy mayor of the capital of Finland, and you're out spray painting graffiti.
What if it's a doppelganger? You don't know.
What was he? Maybe the government sucks.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
what I'm saying. Like,
okay,
that'd be funny. Makes it even funnier if he is old. We're gonna have to find this out. Speaking of speeding tickets and everything.
Oh yeah.
So
tell the great story.
Yeah. So
Don't use names.
no, of course not. I'm not gonna drop names. I'm not even gonna drop what bike it is. Just out riding all day Saturday. It was a great ride, amazing time. And then we spent all day riding. It was amazing. And then of course we get about 40 minutes outside of Nevada and get pulled over. Well, I didn't get pulled over. Dude I was riding with, he got lit up, didn't have a plate. So we both pull over, and then the next thing I know, he was no longer pulled over. And he was gone, like fast. He was not caught. And I'm torn between it. I don't know why I gotta mess with him. Why I gotta mess with him? I don't understand.
The bikes?
Not just bikes. Like, why I gotta mess with them? Why I gotta pull people over just because they don't have a plate? Me personally, I think it's an invasion of privacy. Those cops can run your plate at any given time and know where you live and who you are.
Stolen vehicles.
Okay, is there a bolo out for that? Is it did he literally
Probably
come across
not.
a thing that
Probably
was like,
not.
yo, this is a stolen vehicle, it could be it?
That officer probably had time on his hands. He wasn't very busy.
Yep.
He wasn't very busy. Personally, me, if I was a police officer, I wouldn't even waste my time trying to pull over a motorcycle. I just wouldn't do it. Because number one, there's a high probability that they're going to take off. Then you're going to want to chase them. Then you're just putting everybody at risk. Yeah. Because there's no way you can catch that motorcycle. I told you, my buddy, when in the Army, I'm not going to say his name, but anyway, he got pulled over, crotch rocket. He got pulled over. Well, he got lit up. He pulled over, and when the police officer got there, this was a highway patrolman. He got out, and he was like, as soon as he walked up to my buddy, he goes, "Are you okay?" And my buddy was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Did you get hurt, or did you wreck?" And he was like, "No." And the highway patrolman goes, "This is amazing. I've never caught one of you guys before." So that tells you the reality of it. Yeah. Just leave them alone. I mean, and then if they do cause an accident, then they'll have to pay the penalty for that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because they're not going to get away with that, because if they cause an accident, that means they've been in an accident. Yeah. And they're not getting away with that. So. Yep. Yeah, that's... Yeah, as a law enforcement officer, I wouldn't even try pulling them over. So, and now that we're speaking law enforcement, speaking of that great state of California, there's a guy out there, he's going to prison for running a cow dung to green energy scheme that authorities say was a load of manure. This guy, Ray Brewer, he's 66, of Porterville, was sentenced to 6 years and 9 months in federal prison, which just doesn't seem very long, because listen to this. In a years-long scam that bilked investors out of $8.75 million. Brewer ran the scheme from 2014 through 2019. And do you know why he could run that for so long?
It was clean energy.
And it was California.
Oh. Well, yeah, because everybody... We're going to save the world.
And we're going to start with turning cow dung to green energy.
I'm sure you could.
Yeah, I'm sure you could, but he wasn't.
Yeah, he wasn't doing it.
But now I'm wondering, okay, he bilked him out of $8.75 million. Of course, he's going to prison. But where's the money?
It's invested in stocks.
Yeah, it's invested somewhere, for sure. We'll do more law enforcement. This is crazy. A suburban Chicago man is facing firearm charges after he told officers he accidentally shot himself in the leg while dreaming that an intruder was breaking into his home. Investigators determined there was no burglary attempt at the man's home in the northwest Chicago suburb, but they found that his state firearm owner's identification card had been revoked and he was still in possession of a firearm. I personally think the man's already been punished enough by shooting himself in the in the leg.
Yeah.
This is why, of course, my firearm
There you go.
is very close to my bed, but it's in a place I have to wake up to grab it.
Yeah, that's weird. He just goes to bed with it in his hand.
I don't know what he was doing, but he... See, that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if he actually went to sleep with it in his hand and he didn't dream anything, but you know how you twitch?
Yeah.
And he shot himself in the leg.
Yeah.
So he had to come up with a story. You're not just going to, well, I went to sleep with this.
Yeah, it must be nice remembering your dreams. I don't ever remember any of my dreams.
Me either.
Ever.
That must be genetic.
No, they say if you don't remember your dreams, it's because you fall into such a deep sleep that you're...
Then why don't I sleep? I wake up all the time.
I mean, maybe you come out of your sleep real easy, but that doesn't mean you're not getting
Or maybe
a
the
deep
dream
sleep.
wakes me, but I have no recollection
maybe.
of the dream. That could be it.
Maybe.
That could be it. Okay. Here we go. Airplane stories. A young woman who shared a recent travel predicament got more grief than she bargained for when she explained to others why she moved her seat for more comfort while aboard a challenging flight. She said her assigned seat was a middle seat, and both people next to her, they're very nice in this article, they say were plus-sized. I'm going to say they were fat. They were obese. Anyhow, she changed her seat, and people are trying to say she has fat phobia. Me, I say, good for you, young lady. Traveling on a plane is bad enough, unless it's first class, and to be smashed between two fat people definitely makes it unbearable. And I'm tired of people saying, phobia this, phobia that. I'm just sick of
You know what I'm actually afraid of?
What?
Heights. I found that out when we went to Fritz's Adventures. Found that out. I hate heights. That
Really?
was, the whole time I was up there. Absolutely. Hated every second of it. It was horrible.
Were there any fat people up there? That could make it
Nope,
scary.
I was the heaviest one up there.
Where did you notice you were afraid of the heights? On what part?
The very beginning.
When we climbed the wall?
The wall. I was like, I hate this. I hated every second, but I obviously forced my way through it because, you know.
But you enjoyed being at Fritz's.
Oh, yeah, it was a great time, but I hated every second of being up in the air. Hated it.
Even so, when you went out to that one platform where you get outside and you're going to zip line.
Miserable.
You said they made you climb up this.
No, they don't make you. So there were two different platforms that you could go on. There was a higher zip line and there was a lower zip line. And I was like, Drew, which one you want to go on? And he was like, I don't care. And I'm like, all right, well, he seems to be having fun, so let's go to the higher one and keep that fun going. And of course, I started going up, and I was like, why did I choose? He didn't care. I could have gone on the lower one. But, yeah, so we went to the top, and then we had to get – it wasn't even – we had to climb up a ladder, and it was like a lookout balcony thing, like a lookout platform. And then you had to climb back down that ladder.
That's what I was asking for. So you got over to that high platform, then you had to climb up a thing?
Yeah. You had to go even higher, and then
so when you go up higher, what are you standing on?
it's a like wooden platform.
Is there like railing?
No, there's no rails.
Ooh, yeah, that would. See, I don't think that's afraid of heights.
That wasn't even the scariest part. Like, the whole thing was scary. I hated it.
Really?
It was miserable. I had a great time, but it was miserable.
Now, some of the
If somebody asked me if I wanted to do it again, I'd say absolutely, but I still hated it.
Okay.
Like, every second. Like, every little, like, checkpoint little thing that I'd make it past, I'd be like, I'm one step closer.
Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, climbing up the wall,
Yeah.
that didn't scare me at all. It pissed me off that I couldn't get up the hard part because he said once you get past the garage door, you got it whipped, and I got past the garage door, but I had to rely on completely my forearms and
Yeah, you weren't
they say
balancing
you
your weight.
core and
Well,
I can't
you
use
just
my core.
legs and arms.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
muscled it.
you were focusing all on your arms.
But anyway, I got up as far as I did. But when we got on that whole rail system, there were some parts going across that were, that kind of moved and
Yeah.
stuff. That bothered me a little bit.
Yeah, the treetop one, the little crash course that they send you through, so that you know what's going on and how to use all the stuff. The scariest part of that course is in the section of the crash course because they got these like logs that have cables going through them, but the logs aren't long ways; they're up and down, and so you have to step on like top of. I hated that. That
would be
miserable.
scary.
But
So,
I was like, so
Did you only
that.
have to step on one, or did you have to walk across some?
I mean, there were multiple. You had to go like I don't
Oh,
know. There were
yeah.
probably like 15 of them, and like it was like, oh man, it was. I hated it. Hated it.
Fly fans, we're talking about Fritz Adventures in Branson, Missouri.
You almost forgot where you were.
I was going to say Branson, North Carolina. Branson, Missouri. If you're in Branson, Missouri, we spent 6 hours there and had so much fun. I'm putting a plug in for Fritz's Adventures down in Branson, Missouri. Great place. And if you're afraid of heights, suck it up and drive on. Overcome that fear or don't look down.
I didn't overcome the fear, but I just pushed through it. Like
Did you look down?
Oh yeah, multiple
You did
times.
look down?
I was like, yeah, if I fall from here, I'm not dead. It's gonna hurt real bad. That was another reason I went to the taller zip line. I was like, that way, if it snaps,
You're done.
I'm a goner.
You're done. Yeah. Did Drew show any fear?
No, I don't. I mean, he was killing it. I was proud of him.
That's awesome.
I was proud.
I was proud of him whipping up that 12.5 foot warped wall.
Yeah, that was good.
surprised me.
Yep.
And then how easy he pulled himself up. And your mom was telling me, well, he doesn't have the body weight. I said, he doesn't have the muscle that we have either.
He climbs trees all the time, so
That's true.
That's what-
That's true. That's true. Hey, I want to share one more thing because this is funny. Actually, this is really nice because this person didn't hurt other people. And I like this.
okay.
A subway passenger stabbed himself to death in front of other commuters at the Sloane Square station in central London. The Independent reported that a knife. This is what I like. This is what kind of reporters we have. Okay.
Hold up. This could actually be an argument that's useful now, because you know how there's guns don't kill people. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. Well, now turns out this knife killed this dude. He was the only one wielding it. Knives do kill people.
Yeah, indeed. And here's the thing. Okay, the story starts out, a subway passenger stabbed himself to death. Then the Independent reported that a knife was involved in the incident.
Wait. It said that he stabbed himself to death, right? They were just clarifying that it was a knife, because technically you can stab yourself with almost anything.
But you know how hard it would be to stab yourself to death with a spoon?
Probably just as hard as it would be to stab yourself to death with a knife. Picture that for a second.
I'm talking the penetration, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's true, but could have sharpened the spoon or something. Gave it an edge, a little bit of a lip. That's hardcore. To put that in perspective, punch yourself in the dick right now. Just bam.
That's what I'm saying. This guy had to do it more than one time.
Yeah.
He was bad to the bone.
That's insane.
Or
he
to
is
the
insane.
soul.
He was insane.
Yeah, he was.
He was.
But you know what? He did not hurt anybody else.
That's not true. I'm sure some people are mentally scarred. I'm sure they're like, I'm never riding the subway again.
The subway is dangerous. Not for me, but for others.
Man.
My friend John was killed on the subway.
Oh my gosh, what happened? He stabbed himself numerous times. That dude had to be on drugs.
You know, I didn't even yes. And
had to be tripping on drugs.
Yeah, because there's no way. I mean, if you're even really, really depressed, you might throw yourself off a bridge or something. You're not going to pick up a knife and go.
Yeah, that's...
Whoo! That's all I got, man.
Or he just wanted to make a statement. He's like, you Americans can kill yourselves with guns. I'll show you how to be a real man.
I couldn't do it. I got to give him credit, man.
I couldn't. That's what I'm saying. Imagine punching yourself right in the dick. I can't even do that.
I'm going to let you know, Fly
Not
fans,
gonna do that.
I've been in the bowels of depression. So much pain. I wanted my life to end, and I never once thought, I'm going to pick up a knife and stab myself to death.
Oh, man.
That's it, man.
Yeah, that's a good one to end on.
Yes. Fly fans got 2 silver Indian head with the buffaloes on back. They run about $35, $40 a piece, I'm thinking. Yeah, because silver's up to $25.09 right now. I'm telling you, I bought my silver at $17 an ounce. It's $25.09 an ounce now. Got 2 of them, 2 silver troy ounces. And we're going to give you a mug, a keychain, or a T-shirt. Get us to 200 subscribers. We're going to take care of you. Peace.
You know, if this channel gets big enough, and we start making money, we can bless people. You know that, right?
Yes,
We'd
we
be
will.
Like, we can pay people's rent and
Apps.
see what I'm saying? Like,
Fly fans, you don't understand. We are about giving. We're about giving. Help us grow.
so give us those likes and those subscriptions. Blackmail.
This is something on my mind. Always kept it track inside, but no longer can I hide. Always peace that is divine. If you seek him, you will find. Lay your faults out on the line. Everything will be just fine. Forgiveness is not denied.
Whew, you'll have to excuse my redness. Been on vacation. Been getting in the pool a ton. Oh, got a little... Hey, Kyle, you got some slobber on me, man. Anyway, just wanted to point this out. You see this right here? See that right there? Yeah, that's not me. I don't know who you are. You only got 1 follower. It's a little weird, but why are you making an account with my album cover and, yeah, my likeness? What's going on here? What's going on? Have I made it? Is this my climb to success? I think I made it. You know what? Leave it up. I don't even care.